in the newsroom. My name is Abiodun Oladere. President Muhammadu Buhari has charged Nigerian police force to perfect operational plans that will guarantee credible outcome of 2023 general elections while remaining apolitical, firm, and loyal to democratic values. And in related development, ahead of the 2023 general elections, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Mr. Abubakar Malami, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, said the federal government has initiated a process that will ensure speedy prosecution of those involved in electoral violence. And lastly, on the show today, Naira yesterday at the parallel market fell to 818 Naira to a dollar in Abuja and 815 Naira in Lagos, as it continues to lose its value. Within a span of 5 days, we have about 53 Naira difference. So these are the issues we are taking a look at on today's edition of this program in the newsroom. You are welcome once again. And the house is not full as expected, but not to worry, business must continue. So I have in the newsroom Adewale Adeobi. You are welcome.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here. Yeah.
Now let's go straight to business while we are with our other colleagues. President Muhammadu Buhari is charging the police to be neutral. Are you surprised? Let's start from there.
Well, not surprised. For the police to be neutral is the expectation of anyone, of Nigerians, for them not to be partial. They're law enforcement agencies, and they're sworn to protect, and so they protect everyone regardless of political affiliation. And for the president to call on them to be neutral and to be apolitical is more like a reminder to them. But it's also because they have not been neutral, exactly. Who pays the piper calls the tune, or maybe some of them, they cater to the highest bidder. Whoever pays them more, of course, not officially, but behind the scene, whoever is able to grease their palm most, that's who they're more loyal to. So it's okay, and it's very good for the president to call on them to be political neutral, to be apolitical, to be equal, to enforce equally the law against whoever the perpetrators are, but for the law enforcement agencies and members to be politically neutral. It's a good thing, and it's a timely call by the president to members of the Nigeria Police Force. I don't think it's out of place.
Okay, thanks. Let me also welcome another member of the newsroom, Usman Abdulatif. You are welcome.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to our viewers at home.
Now, you are aware of the issues at stake here, so let's go straight to business. What do you think is the impression, or do I say perception, of Nigerians towards the Nigerian police, particularly when it comes to diligence?
I think the Nigerian police is a force that lacks general acceptance, which is the first rudiment of policing, because the police itself is not a magical force. It's a force that is entrenched, that is enforced by the people, because it's the people that will give information, it's the people that will cooperate. But as it is now, an average Nigerian believes that the police is not his or her friend. The police cannot be trusted. The police cannot really keep them safe, and so on and so forth. So the general perception of the people, towards the Nigerian police and the men and women of that force is generally at its lowest. Though things are changing by the day, but the number of the good eggs in the force compared to the bad eggs and the ones that are, even despite the fact that the force is trying, the top echelon are trying to project a new force that is friendly to the people, that is, that is very, accountable, that is very transparent and all that. A lot of rank and file are still, doing the policing of the 19th, 17th, 18th century, whereby everything has to be by force, everything has to be done in an archaic way. So the general perception of Nigerians, 70, 80, 90% of Nigerians, of the Nigerian police, is that it's a police that is not friendly, is a police that cannot be trusted, is a police force that cannot be, that people don't feel safe with them. I read an encounter that somebody was stranded somewhere and he walked to the police station just to pass the night, and the police officers there were telling him, we cannot keep you safe here. We don't know what you are and what you are bringing. Just imagine if a Nigerian cannot be safe in a police station. So that is to tell you, now if that person has now left that place with the perception of the police that cannot even secure him alone, not to talk of the general public.
In view of what he said, do you then see the call by President Muhammadu Buhari as just a reminder?
That's what I said earlier on, that it's a timely call, because the behavior of the average police officer, average man in uniform, counters whatever perception they're trying to present. Because every day we read in the news or we see on social media where a police officer has done something and misbehaved. And the more we try to believe in them, the more one of them or somebody will do something that will wash down any confidence we might have had about them. So this call by the president is a timely call and a timely reminder, especially in the upcoming 2023 national election, the presidential and the National Assembly, and even the state elections also. It's a timely call. But then, who will answer? That is the title of a song written many years ago. Who will answer? The president is calling, but who is listening? The IGP made a statement not long ago, but sometimes last year, that police officers are not to do this at checkpoints, and in fact, and somebody said to me, is the IG going to be in all the checkpoints in all over the country? So the leaders can say whatever they want, and they can issue directives, they can give advice, they can even issue order. But then, who is carrying it out? When at one time, when that directive was given that no more checkpoints, the first day I ran into a checkpoint going to Ibadan, my attitude was, the IGP said no more checkpoints. Okay, I dare not challenge them.
Of course, you dare not. Now, Usman, we all know that a police that is loyal to democratic values is essential if we must have a free and fair election. Yes, one might say of recent the performance has improved. Everybody mentioned the Bible that said that occasionally someone will do something that will wash away the beauty of the improvement that we are not getting. So how do you think they can live up to these videos?
I think, like you rightly said, to have a credible and transparent electoral process, we cannot overemphasize the role of the police. Though in recent times, during our electioneering time, it has now become a fashion whereby we mobilize all other sister agencies, the prison, civil defense, and all that to complement the effort of the Nigerian police. But even at that, the pronouncement of the president that they should be political neutral. I mean, all men and women are political animals. So starting from there, police officers would also have their own political alignment. Every officer for that matter. But at that time when they are carrying out that national duty, they are bound to put the interest of the nation above their personal and individual interests. So at that time, they are supposed to uphold the oath that they entered into when they are being commissioned into the Nigerian police force, that they are going to treat all men equal, irrespective of where they come from, and they are going to attend to every other issue without partiality and any other form of discrimination. So I think the role of the Nigerian police, I mean, not even on the day of election, right from the electioneering process, we use them when we are having our campaigns, rallies, primary election, and all that. Even most of our sensitive electoral materials are being secured by the police. So that is to tell you that the police occupy a very fragile position when it comes to the success of any electioneering process. But now the problem is that, does the ruling class also give the police a free hand to operate? That is now, you want police to be neutral, but on the day of election, a polling unit that has about 1,000, 1,500, you keep one police officer there. Now, that one police officer is not supposed to be harmed. So whenever there is a problem, he's going to call people who are on patrol around that area. So if you are talking about political neutrality, to what extent have you empowered that force? To what extent have you, even from the point of recruitment, all over the world, policing work is, I don't know, can testify that in the US and another part of the world, to be a police officer, to be a cop, it is a very, respected and respectful job, whereby when people say you are a cop, people will respect you a lot. Because
they also have bad heads there.
Yes, they do. But
I can't breathe.
But there is accountability, and whenever that happens, we've seen a lot of consequences for people's actions. That's why whenever people, some of their bad eggs, commit themselves against the law, the system will checkmate that person, so that thing will not within the force. It will not be spreading like the night fire. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that if we want to get our electionary process right, and we want to get it right to the extent that we say we are conducting a credible election, the role of the police and other security, but the police, for instance, on the day of election, is it a must that somebody must be harmed around the area where election is going on, not within the perimeter, but just around that place where the election is going on? So we have a lot of things to do to train and retrain, especially at the point of recruitment. What type of nationalism are we imputing into people who are joining the force?
I'll still come to you. I know. Even if a police is not armed, if you don't have a backer somewhere, you are not likely to commit any illegality or crime. Yeah. Those that are committing crimes or violence, as the case may be, during elections, must have the support of somebody who must have informed them that no, they are our boys, no problem, just do this way, they will look elsewhere. So to what extent will you say the Nigerian political class is also assisting the police to achieve their set goals?
Every uniformed person or personnel that is assigned or posted to a polling unit has the expectation of reward, not just what is allotted them as duty pay them for that duty, but they have the expectation of reward